even with like Zoetta and that lot, like it felt more real and genuine, like as much as they probably voted for the Conservative Party. Good evening, people of YouTube. Yes, as you've probably noticed, I have a lack of hair. I do, and we are currently live on a live stream, so you could do me two favors right now, free if you're gonna be extra nice. One, you could go down, comment bold right down below to get the algorithm up. Then you could go two, click subscribe, and then three, if you're feeling lovely, you could go over to twitch.tv/iNabber, where you could join these wonderful people where we speak about topics live. We don't really go through it in an articulate manner, rather than we just have a little bit of a laugh where we give thoughts and feelings about certain things which I really, to be honest, can't be bothered to cover on the main channel. And today, we're speaking about somebody who we love to speak about. We're speaking about Gabbie Hanna. I've been seeing this thing going around. Basically, Gabby has been involved once again in something, but it's actually a different thing. Most people seemingly are actually on Gabby's side in this situation. People, I guess, think that Gabby is doing something, and to be honest with you lads, I've not actually watched this video. I have no idea about this situation. We're just going to kind of look at this and see what's going on, because I'm kind of interested, so let's do it.
It seems like every 2 weeks, Gabbie Hanna is stirring up the pot over on her TikTok. For those of you who don't know, Gabbie Hanna is officially back on social media. 3 weeks ago, she uploaded a video announcing that she was back on her YouTube channel. And even though she hasn't been as active over on her YouTube channel, she's been super active over on her TikTok.
Yeah, Gabby's TikTok is like genuinely one of like the best places. I was gonna say the worst place, but honestly, for content, Gabby provides everybody with so much content. I'm really not complaining. Gabby, if you want to upload more TikToks, you are more than welcome to.
Over the last few months though, Gabbie Hanna has been getting a lot of tattoos. Tattoos have just been something that Gabbie Hanna has been testing the waters with and seems to suit her style.
Is this drama about tattoos? Because I've been seeing this all over my timeline, and I feel like it was going to be something a bit more spicy, chat. If this is a boring start, I'm sorry. No, and again, I'm not shading the content creator. Spill plug. Obviously, I've got to credit them. Please go watch their video after this if you want some actual information. Is this going to be a little
A couple of days ago, Gabbie Hanna ended up responding to a TikTok that said this: Gabby seems to radically change her style from year to year. Seems risky to do something so drastic, would also not make her employable. Gabby seemed to find this comment pretty hypocritical.
Oh, I'm actually kind of keen on speaking about this. We can kind of like move this away from Gabby. Well, we're going to continue to speak about this video, but I've been noticing it's been a bit more of a conversation recently about employing people with like tattoos, piercings, and stuff like that. I guess as somebody who's a part of the Gen Z, I've never really understood why it matters if somebody has a fucking tattoo, has a piercing, a lip piercing, a nose piercing, got even a septum piercing. I think I mean, to be fair, if I was a boss, I probably wouldn't employ you if you had a septum piercing, just because I feel like you wouldn't do your work for the majority of the fucking day, and instead you'd be telling me about your septum piercing. We get it, guys. You've got a septum piercing. But like, jokes aside, I've never really understood why it's like seen as this thing which shouldn't be employable. And I logically, like, I get it. Like, in the real world, people will, like, sadly turn their heads when they see somebody who has tattoos and piercings, because I guess because of societal standards, people now, I guess, associate things with, like, antisocial behavior, associate them with people who aren't going to get a job done, which is just absolutely ridiculous, obviously. But I've never really understood why that was even a mentality in the first place. Like, I don't understand how, if somebody's got, like, a load of like qualifications, they've got job experience, they're good at doing the thing that's like required in that job. I feel like I've just come for everybody in my chat about the septum piercing thing. Guys, I get it. You've got one personality trait. I get it.
And caused an entire debate about Gabbie Hanna's finances.
Here's what's awesome. I will never have to be employable. The next comment he left was, in a corporate setting, God bless me for not having to ever worry about working in a corporate setting if I don't want to.
See, I feel like I'm kind of in that like category now. I feel like if I play my cards right, like, don't get me wrong, I haven't got the money to set me up for the rest of my life, but I feel like if I could do this for the rest of my life, like YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that, I happily would. I love this job. But if I quit now, I would end up having to get a normal job. You know, I could probably live for a few months, but then at the end of it, I'd probably be like, all right, Fraser, you need some money now. But, you know, I mean, I'm glad to hear, Gabs. I'm glad to hear.
I set myself up like
But it wasn't until someone made this comment, saying nothing lasts forever, especially when she spends money so loosely.
It's just unnecessarily rude. Like, if Gabby, say what you want about Gabby. If she wants to spend her money on things like tattoos, it's perfectly fine.
Gabby didn't agree with this comment specifically per se because
it's a nice
she
tattoo.
just
I
spent
can't
money
lie.
on
Chat, what are we saying about the tattoo? I think that's a pretty nice tattoo.
didn't agree with this comment specifically per se because she just spent money on a tattoo and she didn't think it was so much of a big deal.
I have time today. Because here's the thing. I've done super for myself. People, and I'm not bragging, I'm just like, I need to set up the foundation for this. I'm bragging a little. I have 2 New York Times best-selling books. I have multiple songs and projects.
Okay, come on, Gabby. Everyone's got a New York Times best-selling book at this point. like, honestly, look, fair play, but I at this point, I don't think it's an achievement to have a New York Times bestseller. My 7-year-old niece probably has a New York Times bestseller, and I don't even realize. It just seems everybody has a fucking New York Times bestseller. I don't even know how, but they all do.
I was one of the top earning YouTubers for years. I had 7 million subscribers. I
had
hosted on MTV. I hosted for Refinery 29 with massive celebrities. I hosted the Grammys red carpet. Y'all.
I definitely think it depends on our tattoo and job. So if you have swear words and explicit things tattooed and you work with children, especially young ones, then maybe you should at least cover it up. I guess I can sort of agree with that. Like, if you have obscenities and stuff tattooed over your bodies, then yeah, I think in that case, I think that's a pretty rare case. I think for the most part, when somebody gets a tattoo, it's usually something that means something to them. It's not like somebody's just gonna get a tattoo of over their forehead. I mean, that will probably fit on my forehead, and now I have no hair. Maybe I could just get it tattooed on the top of my head.
I spend money loosely. I never fit in Hollywood because I refused to waste money like that.
This just reminds me of that clip. Is it Rivendell? I don't think it's Rivendell, where the guy's like, I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in. Do you guys know what clip I'm talking about? Hugh, in the edit, just put that in. You know what clip that is.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in. Have you ever seen me without this stupid hat on? That's weird.
But the comments kind of started a huge debate. While a lot of people were congratulating Gabby for her success in being able to maintain a steady income, some people also pointed out how it wasn't going to last her too long. Charting
who cares? Not the content creator, but why do commenters care that much about what Gabby says on TikTok? Don't get me wrong, I get why they're making this video because, it's a situation that is happening, but the fact that people actually started this situation is mental.
Songs doesn't bring income. Most of these things don't bring money in regularly. Notice this is all past tense. I still find it hard to believe that money will last for the rest of your life, but maybe I'm severely
I mean, yeah. I don't think Gabby's gonna be I hope she has money for the rest of her life. I wouldn't wish on somebody's downfall like that. But yeah, maybe she will lose her money. But at the end of the day, why do you care enough to comment this shit, man?
On the other hand, though, some people were saying things like this. Y'all forget she lived in the same tiny apartment for years and didn't rent mansions.
See, I'm actually moving maybe this year in November, and my rent is going to go up compared to what it is now. So I'm actually kind of scared about that. So if I start uploading loads more, you guys kind of know why.
Like other Viners did. Girl, yes, be proud of your success. You deserve what you've gotten. Yeah,
again, with these things, it's people were saying that Gabby is bragging and shit. It's yeah, she's bragging and stuff. But I don't really know why it's that much of an issue to brag on your own platform. As long as you're not getting in somebody's face. If you're randomly speaking to somebody and they're like, I'm a millionaire, it's all right, that's a bit annoying. But if somebody's questioning you and your life choices, and Gabby's you know what, I'm a fucking millionaire with success surrounding me, and yeah, regardless of controversy, Gabby is fucking really successful. So I don't have an issue with the fact that Gabby is, in this case and scenario, bragging about what she's got, because I think when you're being questioned by your own life choices, perfectly valid.
They can hate you, but at the end of the day, you can live lavishly while we gotta be employed. When I got it like that, I'm gonna change that for as many people and generations as I can.
Whoa, Gabbie Hanna going into a communist arc? Is she gonna redistribute her wealth? Wow. Based Galbanzo. Thank you, Gabby. I don't know where the name Garbanzo came from. Somebody put it in my comment section one time, and I've just kind of ran with it since. I don't even know if there's like a hidden meaning behind that. Our money, says Honey Jacks. Yes. Gabby, I can send you my bank details. You still have my phone number, but you have got my number blocked because you blocked me when we fell out, but you know.
All ready for the change. If there's one thing
iNabber Moving Arc presents There's an Idea, There's iNabber Law. Yeah, let's create some iNabber Law. Can we like make me out to be some mystical entity?
Say about Gabby, she's frugal. Been watching her for years, and she still looks for
iNabber
sales at the grocery store. Gabby
sounds like a really shit episode of the Dream SMP.
responded, why pay more? Y'all just talk to talk. Gabby loves a good bargain, just like most
Yeah,
people.
I feel like Gabby, like, ultimately is now in that category of content creator of where Gabby will do absolutely anything and people will find an excuse to, like, hate. And, like, yeah, I'm making this video, but I feel like I'm being pretty fair. Like, I think I've made a few videos where I've been like, you know what? This is a bit stupid, and this is stupid.
What really throws me is when people don't use their rewards or member cards at grocery stores. Now, since we're on the topic of social media and
I mean, I was poor as shit and I didn't have those cards because I'm just lazy.
making money, Gabby also ended up doing a duet that went somewhat viral.
Okay,
She
let's
decided
see.
to speak her thoughts on how the social media industry is changing and how influencers aren't
damn.
really influencers, and how anyone can basically be an influencer nowadays. As you all may
Wait,
know,
I have a hot take coming up. I just want to see this duet. Let's just kind of skip through this.
Somebody who's kind of around when the term influencer got
Oh,
coined,
I've
I
already
think that the
covered
main
this.
difference is that influencer became interchangeable with online salesperson. Being an
Didn't
online
this happen like in a video I covered ages ago? Let's continue because I've got a spicy take coming up about influencers. Chat. Put one in the chat if you want a spicy take.
content creator used to be about carving your way into a subculture because you didn't fit into the mainstream. But now social media is the mainstream. It used to be about original content, and now it's about using the same trends, transitions, trending sounds, songs, dances as everybody else, just doing it looking a little bit better or more interesting or derivative than somebody else.
And she's spot on. She actually is spot on what she says there. And my spicy take is that as much as I think he makes amazing videos, this is gonna sound really snide, and I gotta try and make it out to sound not like I'm not trying to be like antagonistic when I say this, but in a way, without even meaning to, I think. Mr. Beast genuinely has partially ruined YouTube to some extent. And now allow me to explain, but like, I swear to fucking God, every YouTube, like major content creator, well not every, but a lot of major content creators are now like trying to like recreate game shows, put in the title of like, I gave this person thousands of dollars to do this, I did this for thousands of dollars, I did this for thousands of dollars, we made this amazing set, we recreated this TV show from the 80s, or some shit like that. And it's like, man, God, do I miss just like, I don't know, Dan Howell just sat in his fucking bedroom doing some skits and stuff like that, you know? I miss when YouTube was just a guy and his camera. Like, do you guys get what I'm saying here? Like, back in the day when it was like, I don't know, even with like Zoetta and that lot, like, it felt more real and genuine. Like, as much as they probably voted for the Conservative Party, it ultimately felt a little bit real. But nowadays, there has been like some authenticity removed from this site because, well, not in a bad way, but just because the content creators want to level it up so high, which is fine, but like it all obviously means everything becomes a trend, and now like everyone wants to follow that trend, which is fine. Obviously everybody has to follow trends on YouTube. It's how you kind of keep it up to date in this mainstream, but like it means that now we are kind of going in this place of where a lot of people aren't really YouTubers and they are just content creators, which is again fine, but I think the whole term of YouTuber is becoming more and more rare. And like the reason I think Twitch nowadays does so well, like when you've got your Minecraft creators, you've got your Wilbur Soots and stuff like that, I think a lot of people love those content creators because, like, not in a snide way, like their streams are quite, like, in comparison to Mr. Beast, like low energy, low effort, and not in like a bad way, but like obviously they're not creating these massive sets to like recreate old TV shows, which is great. Like, I wouldn't want them to do that, and occasionally they will do these amazing projects, but like ultimately I think a lot of people grew to love them because of their connection they made when they were playing Minecraft with their friends, you know? It's more down to earth, it's more interactive, it's easier to connect with the creator. I think like when somebody is just sat in front of a camera, it seems like they're your like online friend, like a friend across the road sort of thing. But with Mr. Beast, I don't feel like he's my online friend. I feel like he's a presenter almost. Do you know what I'm saying here? Like, I'm sorry that I've gone on some tangent here, but like, it's been on my mind for a long time. I think what Gabby is saying here is spot on, and I feel like YouTube is kind of in this weird place of where YouTube wants to become mainstream television, and I kind of like some of it, but at the same time, I'm like, guys, please can we not forget like real old YouTube? Because the reason this site became so big was because it was just a dude and a camera with his mates having a good time. And I think the reason things like Dream SMP blew up during 2020 and lockdown was because it was like this blow up of, oh, old school YouTube content is back. That's amazing. And like, look at how well it did for those guys, man. Those guys are so unbelievably loved. And I think they've also proved of like, you don't just need to stay and do that thing. You can also do these big, amazing projects, and they've done both, and I think that's great, but I think they've also maintained their roots, which I really like. So, yeah, it's like, it's not like the end of the world, but I just kind of miss old school YouTube to a certain degree. It's like the new American dream. It's all unattainable when rich people get a hold of it. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm going to end this video by saying, like, with this whole like new breed of content creators coming through, I am kind of worried that YouTube is now going in the direction of where, because it's being now centered more around money, and I'm not talking about getting paid from AdSense. I'm talking about like the videos which are popular nowadays are typically centered around, I spent X amount on this, and then building sets with thousands of dollars, spending so much on these big budget videos that I'm kind of worried that content creators, newer content creators, won't be able to kind of climb the ladder as easy as it was before, because they don't have the funds that content creators who have now gotten big can now get because they've gotten big. It's kind of like a little bit concerning, and I feel like it's just a message to, hey, support your smaller content creators who are in their bedroom and their camera, you know, because it's always good to have that old style of YouTube around. We've kind of gone off topic with Gabbie Hanna here. This whole drama is fucking stupid. If you care somebody got a tattoo to an extent of not hiring them, you're a mug. Gabby's right in the situation, and she's also right when she speaks about influencers no longer being YouTubers. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe and please like this video.